Hello guys, in this video we're going to solve this problem which is max sum, and it's a hacker rank problem as you can see. So the problem statement is that given 5 positive integers, find the minimum and maximum values that can be calculated by summing exactly 4 or 5 integers. So we have given an array of 5 elements, and we have to sum 4 of these 5 elements at a time, and the sum we'll get by summing all of those, and we have to compare them, and we have to get the minimum and the maximum value. So for example, for the input 1 2 3 4 5, we get the sample output as 10 and 14, and the way we get that is we sum everything except 1 and we get 14, and similarly we exclude one number at a time, and we take all the sums and we take the maximum and the minimum value. So we are going to solve this using JavaScript. The way we are going to do is using two loops. The reason why we need two loops is one loop is for looping through each element and taking the sum, and the other loop is to doing that loop over and over again till we exclude each element from this array. So for example, for the first loop we'll be excluding 1 and we'll be summing all the others. So one loop is for this and one loop for this. We need to keep track of which element we have excluded in the array. So we'll write the code here. So we'll first initialize a variable to keep track of where we are in the loop. So we'll call it a variable len, and it will be same. It will be the length of the array, and we'll create an output array. So the output array is called sum, and this array would contain all the sums. For example, as you can see here, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. So based on the position where we are on the loop, we'll save that sum into the sum array. So the sum array will also have the same length as the array. We'll initialize that sum array as well. Then we'll begin the loop. We'll initialize a variable I, and we'll loop it till array dot length, and we'll increment I by 1, and we'll start the other loop as well. We'll initialize a variable j, and we'll iterate j till the length of the array, and we'll increment every iteration. In here we want to exclude the position that we are in right now. So if j equal to len, or if j not equal to len, so we want to add only if this is not equal to the position we are in, we want to sum. So we'll do sum of j equal to sum of j plus array of I. So the logic behind this is, if you can see the example here, when we are iterating the first in the first loop, we'll be excluding this one. So array of j will be 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and the sum of j, which is this one, sum of j will still be at position 0. So it will be the first position, and it will have the sum of 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So that is how we store it here. But if we try to put the output now, the sum of j will the sum will be not a number. That's because we have not initialized the elements inside this array. Oops, sorry, it's not j, it's I, and this array of j. That's correct loop. And now at present, if we loop through them, it will show not a number. That's because we have not initialized each of these elements. So in the first loop itself, we'll call this sum of I, and we'll initialize it as 0, so that for the loop, the element is first loop, the element is initialized as 0, and when the first element comes here, it is 0 plus the array, so that will be stored here. And when the loop goes on, it will add till the looping is complete. And we want to decrement this length value, so we'll decrement that. So we'll do len minus minus. So now we have all the all the sum in this array. Now we can just print the first and the last element to get the maximum and the minimum value of this sum. So we'll do console.log, and we'll do sum of array.length, because the last value will have the least sum, as we are excluding the largest number. And by the way, it's not mentioned anywhere that the number will be in a particular order, so we can assume there may be a case where 9 may come in the third element. So in that case, it will not be sorted, so we need to sort the array as well. So before we print this, let's sort the array. So we'll create a new variable called new array called sorted, and we'll store the sorted array of the sum array. So we'll do sum dot sort, and we'll get a and b, and in doing this, we'll sort the sum array ascending, where the first element is the smallest element and the last element is the biggest element. So now we can just print the sorted array, and the smallest will be the first element of the sorted array, and the largest number will be the last element. So we'll do sorted dot length. So now when we run the code, you can see that the last element is getting undefined. That's because we need to decrement it by 1. So for example, for in this case, there are 5 elements in the array. The length will be 5, but since the index starts from 0, array of 5 will be an undefined. So we need to decrement the length minus 1. So now when we run the code, we get 15 as the response. So let's just look into the loops here. Okay, so the same logic applies here as well. So since we are doing sorted dot length minus 1, the same logic appears here as well. So since we are using this length variable to identify the index of the sum, we are decrementing we should decrement it by 1, so that we get the right position. So now when we run the code, we are getting the right response, and we just submit the code, and it passes all the test cases. So I hope you learned something from this video. If you did, do let me know, and thank you for watching, and see you guys in the next one.